Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad.
Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Whoa, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great calls.
I mean, this is...
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always.
Hey guys, coming so fast. How are ya? Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports. And some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
And here we go. That's right. It is Thursday, June 8, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com. If you are watching live, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Hey, look, man, technical difficulties, they always work when you're coming off the golf course. I'm here on time, feeling good. Ryan Ermanni, haven't seen you today. Good to see you, brother.
You look so good today, B. I don't know if we can zoom out the camera or how it's working. I feel like we got a little bit of a close-up shot on you, Bray. How'd you hit him today? Did you swing those sticks pretty good?
Here we go, man. You know what? Start off real tight. Back was tight. Everything was tight. Obviously, I need to get back in the gym.
Where'd you
play? We played at Northfield Hills Country Club. Northfield Hills. Played with Pops. He told me to tell you guys.
Shout out to Stan.
Stan was a big fan of the show. Big friend of the show, actually.
Miss Stan.
Yeah, nah, Dad, he'll come back when he can. You guys know, you guys are in the loop. But it was fun, man. Got loose going on, man. It was one of those things where it's like, I'm starting to hit some good shots, man. Hey, Ryan, do you guys? No, I'm just joking.
I usually get loose around 17.
But that's what golf will do to you. Golf will legitimately take you through a round of terrible shots, just bad hits, whatever, frustration, and then right before the end, it'll give you a birdie, it'll give you a nice par, it'll give you a nice long putt, it'll give you a good drive. You know what that does? Brings you back to the course, brings you back in that pro shop. That is the most expensive thing in sports, not named hockey.
Just you hit just enough good shots to keep you coming back.
Enough.
Tom Mazawey has never played golf, nor will he.
He's played golf before.
He hates it. You hate golf. Why do you hate golf so much?
What a waste of time. Chasing a little white ball around. You lose,
I feel like that about
you
soccer.
You lose 90% of the balls. I don't know. People are drunk. It's hot. What's so good about it?
Everything you just named. Losing balls, being, maybe intoxicated, inebriated. It's fun. But you know what? At the end of the day, golf is one of those sports as you get older, golf is one of those sports that you can hang out with a crew of guys, crew of people, crew of individuals. You do it. Are you listening, Tom Mazawey?
I am.
It's one of those guys, and you talked about being on an outing. You just went up on a guy's trip.
I'll never play my own ball again, by the way. Scramble golf only for me.
Too much competitive juice flowing through my bones. But, yeah, it's competitive, but it's fun. You're hanging out with the guys, man. You guys are out there. You guys are talking about the same issues, the same problems within family, within friends, within life, within sports. It's all the same concerns. It's nothing like being on the golf course with guys just having a good time.
Hey,
or people in general, excuse my French.
Do you hear that?
The air conditioning?
No. Do you hear that buzz?
It happened yesterday.
No, the Taylor Swift buzz.
Oh, look at this guy.
Is that killing you?
Is dad joke still going on?
Is that killing you? It's a dad joke. No, I stopped doing those. I got to start doing those again.
You sure? Because that's a dad joke.
Listen to me. There is so much buzz about Taylor Swift, and today they were lined up, guardrails and everything, so that people could come buy merchandise.
Just merch, by the way.
Just the merchandise.
Concert's not till tomorrow.
Concert tomorrow and Saturday. But you can come in and buy the merch. And by the way, that is the smartest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to spend $2,500 on a ticket, I'm looking right now at tickets, and they seem like they have come down a little bit.
They're still
if you want to sit behind the stage, it's only a $1,500 ticket now. That's for behind the stage.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Just $1,500.
Yeah, just
$1,500.
How about upper deck way in the back?
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
$245.
Okay, wait. Okay, you I keep zooming.
Just
zooming
get me in the door.
Section 320, which is stages here. 320 is the opposite end zone.
Okay.
Upstairs.
Okay.
$1,624.
No way.
Yeah.
Row 16.
Oh, my God.
Section 320, row 16, $1,624. Where do you want to sit on the floor? Row N. No, Section N, row 8, $3,800. Section N, row 4, $4,700. Section N, row 7, this guy's got it for $6,400. And then Section N, row 21, this guy don't want to sell his tickets. He's got them up there for $16,500.
Ryan,
What a rate.
are you one of the individuals that subscribes to the theory like this is too much money? Like this is crazy, or am one of you those individuals that, like myself, this is where I am. I understand where the market is. I understand where we are today. I understand this is Detroit. COVID has happened. A lot of concerts weren't able to come because of COVID. A lot of concerts weren't able to come just due to the nature of how great individuals are. I myself, look, if the tickets cost that much, it is what it is. You don't have to pay it, and you also don't have to complain about it.
Here's how I feel about the Taylor Swift to Detroit buzz. And again, I think her music is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not some huge crazy Swiftie fan.
But you understand.
I do
Swiftie.
understand it. I do
Swift
understand.
Nation.
I do understand it to the point of this. And let me just say, I think the merchandise sales today is great because if you're going to spend that amount of money on a ticket, you don't want to be in line at the concert missing all the songs.
It's over for you already.
Missing all the songs
like
to buy the merch. So I think that's a really great idea, actually. And you can buy merch if you don't have a ticket as well.
Yeah,
go
true.
today.
There you go.
But I equate this to like the Olympics. And not even the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl happens every year.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift does not go on tour every year. Beyonce doesn't go on tour every year.
And even with that, they don't hit certain cities, even when they go on tour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this may be your only opportunity in the next 4 or 5 years to see Taylor Swift in concert in your hometown. Same thing. Beyonce's coming at the end of July. I think it's July.
Yeah, she is July 27th.
Exactly. So she hasn't been on tour in 5 years. So if you're a Beyonce fan and you want to spend a bunch of money to go see Beyonce or Taylor Swift or any of these big-time acts, that is kind of like the Olympics that only happen every 4 years. If I would say this, as a Detroit Lions fan, if they were in the Super Bowl, how many of you out there listening right now would spend every last dollar on the Detroit Lions Super Bowl ticket? What would you do? What lengths would you go to go be at that game? Would you get a mortgage on a house?
Yeah.
Would you get another credit card? Would you try to extend your limit? Would you go into big time debt? So I do understand it.
Yeah. I understand it as well. And I think the people that don't understand it from that point of view, look, man, like, stop acting like you wouldn't do this for another thing. You just nailed it, man. Everyone loves something. Everyone wants to be a part of something. Everyone wants to say, you know what? This is something that I'm going to be able to remember forever. This is something that I'm going to be able to show forever. It just may not be what you yourself would want to do. Like, you may not be a Swiftie. You may not want to go down there. But at the end of the day, there are things that you would want to do that somebody else, they wouldn't want to pay $2,000 to go, you know what I'm saying, a certain card that you're collecting in Magic or a certain thing. There are things we do that you can't understand individually. I myself, I understand it. It's fun too. Like, how often, like, just look back, Ryan, Maz, let me get you involved right there with that beautiful Mets jersey on right
Thank
there.
you.
Just looking amazing as I almost watched Once Upon a Time in Queens yet again last night.
So good.
Maz, what is something that you didn't go to, but now that you look back, you're like, damn, I wish I would have went to that Neil Diamond concert. Damn, I wish I would have went to that game 6. You told us a story. You told us a story, man. Tell me about something that you wish that you would have gone to.
I would have went to the Giants and the Patriots in Indianapolis. That Super Bowl that they won.
Martin Manningham?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on, man. I should have been there for that one. I enjoyed it at home, but I should have been there for that one. That one sticks in my craw. I should have went and saw them. I'd like to see the Giants win a Super Bowl, but my hate for the Patriots would probably have been way too much for me to take a chance on that. By the way, I go to Ticketmaster for Friday and Saturday. Sorry, tickets are not currently available.
Yeah, the Ticketmaster thing you can't get
They're done.
anymore.
You got to go to
StubHub,
SeatGeek,
SeatGeek,
TickPick, all that stuff.
Did you what pick?
TickPick.
Oh, TickPick. Okay.
Not the other pick.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, Chris
Not
Brown.
the other pick.
Hold on,
God
Chris,
knows.
hold on, Chris Brown.
Here's the one thing I do hate about the tickets for Taylor Swift or Beyonce or whatever you're into.
Yeah.
These big time tickets, these concerts have become for the wealthy. You know what I mean? Like, I just hate that concerts are for the wealthy, not even the rich. I mean, you're gonna go spend. Yeah, who can spend if you got a family of
lot
four?
of people.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
I'm saying you got a family of 4. There's $2,500 tickets, not to mention the fees. You're gonna be out there spending $12,500 on tickets, or even $1,600 times 4.
Yeah.
To go in the upper deck just to get in the building.
But this also
That's $10,000 on tickets.
But this is when you have kids, and this is when you have the adults. Like, look, man, as a parent, I'm like, hey, look, I'm not taking me, the wife, the kids' friends. It's like, look, this is your thing. This is Taylor Swift. I'll get you and your best friend a ticket.
Right.
I get you and your best friend a ticket. That's the best you got coming out of me.
Dan Campbell, by the way, said
he's
today
going
in the press conference in his press availability at minicamp that he and his wife and a group of people are going to see Taylor Swift. I think they got freebies too, maybe a free suite, perhaps. You never know. Gang, so let us know what you think. Taylor Swift, all that good stuff.
They can't afford them, you know. Give them a freebie.
Exactly, man.
I love how Taylor Swift gets top billing over the NBA playoffs.
Right.
This is the world. This is the world we live in.
We're going to go there next. NBA playoffs, something we have never seen before in the history of the NBA Finals, happened last night. We'll get there next.
Did it involve 2 people?
It did. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing:
stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring. Make sure what's important to you stays safe. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Welcome back. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Coming up on 44,000 subscribers now. Less than 100 subscribers away from hitting that number, 44,000. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button for us. Let's see if we can get to over 50 likes by the end of this segment. We'll talk Lions today out there on the field in Allen Park. Despite the bad air quality, they said it's not much of a big deal out there in AP. Tigers still may not play tonight in Philadelphia. The Giants didn't practice in New York, and the Eagles did not practice either, and the Lions are in Philadelphia.
My family is they've been telling me about it for the past 2 days. I got my one sister that is just nervous as hell. All they think about is 9/11. When you see skies like that and the smoke, and my one sister is in and out of her car a couple times. She's like, I'm exhausted. The air is heavy. It smells. It's not safe. They say yesterday was the worst air in the world in New York City, worse than India and worse than China, and they've got a lot of people living there.
And actually, one point about that, apparently the air index number yesterday in New York, Maz, was worse than it was on 9/11.
Unbelievable.
Yes. And now on 9/11, the toxins were worse.
Of course.
But the overall air quality index, that number was worse than...
Our air quality has been poor.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been. But it was worse than what happened
What's
on 9/11.
DK tell us? Derek Evra.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He was not in today.
Yeah, basically, I looked at all the air pressure and kind of like read some things and what they were saying, saw some pictures, etc. And it does look bad. But at the end of the day, it's necessarily, it will change for America. It will change for USA. It will change for New York. It will change for Michigan. Like that up there in Canada, what's really going on, that's really bad.
Yeah, when that wind direction, basically, I think our weather person Stephanie Mead said today at Fox 2, when that wind direction shifts, it's really going to get it out of here, and it will shift within the next couple of days. So,
and that goes back to, it's so funny too, and I don't want to say outrage. I don't want to use it in this subject matter. But it also goes with the outrage. Like there was so much outrage about the wind pressure and the air pressure and what's going on and how the sky looks. It's gonna disappear, ladies and gentlemen. It really didn't affect us like where it came from Canada. So pipe down, relax.
Yeah, guys, let's get to some NBA Finals now. The Denver Nuggets go up 2-1 in their best-of-7 series with the Miami Heat. They win at 109-94. Get this. For the first time in the history of the game, regular season, postseason, certainly the NBA Finals, two players on the same team had a triple-double scoring 30 points or more.
30, 20, and 10.
30, 20, and 10.
Plus. Yep.
That was one guy.
Well, yeah, Jamal Murray was 30, 10, and 10.
Right.
Yeah.
But the 30, 20, and 10, nobody's ever done that either.
Jokic was 32, 21, and 10. 21!
Yeah, no, it was amazing, and we talked about it yesterday. It actually makes sense, Ryan. You weren't here yesterday. We asked this question: is Jokic as dominant as Shaq as it relates to the playoffs? And we looked at Shaq's best. He was floating around 31 points. He was floating around 15 rebounds, if you can imagine that, per game, but only 2 assists. Jokic, on the other hand, was 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. And you see it, and this is why we asked that question. He is just as dominant. It just looks a little bit different.
In a different way.
Jamal Murray, Jokic was able to do that last night, man. It makes the game that much easier for everybody playing, too. And then what do you do? Like, what do you do if you're the Miami Heat? And and Eric Spoelstra has got those guys playing better defense. He's got those guys understanding that you cut the head off the snake. Well, we thought if we cut the head off the snake being Jamal Murray, it would work for us yesterday. It didn't. What do you do? And you look at everybody's, oh, yeah, 20 rebounds. This is the one thing I will throw some shade just because, that's us. He had 21 rebounds, but given he's 7'1" and the tallest person on the Heat is 6'8", you know what I'm saying? It makes it a little easier to get 21 rebounds. But with that being said, 2 triple-doubles by Jamal Murray and Jokic. It talks about what we talked about, Ryan and Maz, just the dominance that is the Denver Nuggets. They're going to be here a while.
There's no doubt, and I think the Jokic, kind of how dominant is he? Where is he in the pantheon of big men? I think he doesn't get the respect that he's probably due. Is one, because he plays at a team with not a lot of history. I mean, the Denver Nuggets haven't done anything in the postseason in their history.
They've only been around since '76.
He's a non-American player.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can say that twice.
He's a white guy, and what's the other and?
He's big and burly?
No. Oh, this is what the big man in the NBA is just an afterthought. Even Joel Embiid even Joel Embiid, I don't think we fully appreciate how good he is.
Because he doesn't do anything in the playoffs, so it's nothing for us to
he
look
doesn't
at.
do anything good in the playoffs. Neither did Jokic really prior to this season. He did, but they didn't have a lot of team success.
I was about to say, like, his individual success was there. I mean, you look at the averages, you look at what Jokic did done in the playoffs. I mean, he actually has a higher points per game average, not this year, last year in the playoffs. So, you look at it, there has been success, but just not in the finals, not getting to the finals. And there's no disrespect to Jokic. I think the big thing about it is how it looks. When you talk about Shaq, you talk about Tim Duncan, you talk about Hakeem Olajuwon, you talk about Patrick Ewing, you talk about Ralph Sampson. You go down the list of Kareem Olajuwon. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You go down that line, it looked different. Yeah. Dominating, dunking, getting guys foul trouble. Like the way they do it, it looked a certain type of way.
Imposing.
Jokic doesn't play above the rim. Jokic is 7'1", but he barely gets off the ground. He's not dunking on people. In fact, he's getting dunked on. As you saw last night, we'll get into it. It looks different. It's assists. It's kind of like this 7'1", John Stockton mixed with Arvydas Sabonis, mixed with a little bit of a Peja Stojakovic because he can shoot as well. It just doesn't look like we're used to. But it doesn't matter when you're getting those type of numbers. Ryan Ermanni, 31, 21, and 10. Come on.
Where would Joel Embiid be if he had a Jamal Murray type with him, though?
Same.
You know what I mean?
We don't know.
No, same, because he was MVP for a reason. Because he was the most dominant on his team and got his team to the number 3 seed, I want to say.
You can compare him to Jokic?
Every time they play against each other, he has more rebounds. He has more points. He does as much as he can for his team. The only thing is he doesn't have the Jamal Murray. See, Jamal Murray's a young point guard. Like in Philly, they're trying to figure it out. You got Tyrese Maxey. Is he a 1? Is he a 2? You got James Harden. Does he want to be there? Does he not? Is he going to be on? Is he not? Man, Jamal Murray, since he's been back, since he's been healthy, the 2 injuries that he had in the bubble till now, he is a different player. Michael Porter Jr., a different player. They don't have that in Philly. Jokic definitely deserves to be the talk of the town, the toast of the town. Looks different, but he's still as dominant as any other big guys that have come before him.
Does Miami have a shot in this series? I think they still do. For as much as it looked, for as bleak as it looked after Game 1, I think it looks the same after Game 3. I do think Miami has a shot. Denver won a game where their 2 stars had 30-point triple-doubles. Yeah. The other guy had a 30, 20, and 10 game.
He had more points than Jokic.
Can he repeat that? Yeah. I think if Miami wants to get back in this series, they've got to do something on the rebounding portion of the game. Denver had 45 defensive rebounds. That was almost 2-1. 2-1, they out-rebounded the Miami Heat. Those are like turnovers. But that's a good turnover.
There are, man. Let me ask you this question. As it piggybacks off that, Ryan, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct and right. But what do you do, Maz? What do you do if you're the Heat? I understand you're trying to get rebounds. It goes back to what we said before the series started. Michael Porter Jr. is 6'10". Aaron Gordon is 6'9.5". Jokic is 7'1". Even though he can't get off the ground, he's still 7'1". He doesn't have to jump very high. And then you got other guys, Bruce Browns and everything. Bam Adebayo is the only guy of size because Kevin Love is another guy that can't get off the ground. Right. His back, he's almost like, what was the sharpshooter, Mike Miller. He's also like Mike Miller with a bad back. What do? All you have is Bam Adebayo, who's about 6'8.5", maybe 6'9". What do you do?
You have Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. That's what you have. And they got to convince this team that you can still bang with this team. They got to shoot better. They got to hit their shots. Duncan Robinson's got to be he's got to be electric. It's going to be tough. Yesterday, the only thing that made me go to the Heat was the spread was so low. It was 3, Ryan. If Denver 3, to me that's a sucker bet.
Right.
That's the only reason I gave the Heat a chance in that game, because I told you the other day, Denver I think will get back home court advantage pretty quickly. They're so much better. But the Heat keep coming back.
Here's the one thing, and this goes to what you said, Maz, about the Heat keep coming back. Ryan, this is what you got to – if you're the Miami Heat, whether it's the team, whether it's the coach, the front office, or whether it's the fan base, this is what you hang your hat on. You finished the game strong in Game 1. You legitimately cut the lead. You scored 30 to their 20 in the fourth quarter. You finished that game strong. You won Game 2. You're one game too. You made them shoot terrible shots. You forced them. They made bad shots. Like you forced it to Bam Adebayo. You took Jimmy Butler out of it. You took game 2. Now game 3. You got 2 guys that have 30-plus triple-doubles. That's not going to happen every night. So if you are the Miami Heat, there is a little silver lining. Triple-double's not going to happen every night. Game 1, we finished strong. Game 2, we stole in Denver. Miami Heat's still around. They're not going anywhere, but Game 4 is about to be very, very crucial.
And don't forget, Christian Brown comes off the bench and goes 7 of 8.
Exactly.
Right.
That ain't gonna always happen.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna go 7 of 8 in
They
19
played their best game of the playoffs last night.
There's one thing that happened. Are we going back to Miami and Denver next segment? If not, because I want to say it now.
Say it, get it in, because I want to do a little Lions.
Why the hell was Jamal Murray in the game at the end to be able to get a triple-double? If I'm the Denver Nuggets fan base, and even the players, why is Jamal Murray in the game at the very end to be because he got the last rebound of the game?
Momentum.
But Ryan, what if he gets hurt? And to put it in perspective, when he got the last rebound of the game, do you know who was in the game for the Miami Heat? Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem played 71 minutes in the regular season. He's been playing. This is year 21 for Udonis Haslem. The fact that Udonis Haslem was in the game when Jamal Murray, because Jokic got out of the game, and Jamal was like, "Oh, hold on, let me get that rebound so I get a triple double as well." That's something you don't like to see, and that's something that you want to be mindful of. Jamal Murray in the game with seconds left to get a triple double, as they're already gonna win.
Yeah, you're probably
That's
right.
not very smart.
You're probably
That's not
right.
very smart.
Yeah.
He probably will remember that as well.
100%.
Hey, so the last thing I'll say, did you see Reggie Jackson come into the game at the end of the first quarter? Dude was wearing sunglasses. He's literally wearing sunglasses out there on the court. I've never seen anything like
It's
it.
like it's the special.
It's like the Oakleys.
It's the special prescription lens when you have like headaches or something like that.
He always had those red eyes. You ever remember Reggie when he was here?
There's another way you get red eyes.
Yeah.
Go to Max's house.
There you go. I think he was there. I think he was at Max's prior to that.
You got to
game.
go to Max's house.
Guys, you're going to hear from Dan Campbell coming up in just a couple of minutes. Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions wrapping up their mandatory mini camp. We talked about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the rookies trying to trash talk. Also, Jonah Jackson on David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. Lots of Lions stuff to get to, including Jeff Risdon's story on the Jameson Williams gambling details.
Wait till you hear this one.
Pretty crazy stuff. But first, a message from Randy Wise.
All right, guys, what could be better than watching celebrities like Braylon and D-Mac playing golf? I'll tell you. Playing golf yourself and being treated like one of those guys. That's what. Stop at any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks, and a juicy, delicious steak. Compliments of fairway packing when it's all said and done. Make the wise decision. Get to a Randy Wise today for your chance to win and play golf like a celebrity.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
And they don't know if they should say something because they do that to the wrong veteran, then they're going to get, and then it's like, well, I guess I shouldn't have said it. And then the defensive guy would be like, why are you talking shit to him? You know, and so it's a veteran. You don't do that. You should know better. So they're just trying to find their way right now. They'll figure it out.
That's so great. Dan Campbell at the podium today with Lions mandatory minicamp talking about these rookies that are trying to trash talk out there on the field, and he's like, you do that to the wrong veteran, and they're going to get you now. Do you remember any instances of rookies coming in, Braylon, or when you were a rookie, or anything like that?
Yeah, 100%. You know me, I got a mouth. I don't. Shut up. I fear no one.
Can't imagine.
What a guy. What a guy. No, but I fear no one. I fear nothing. And I remember coming into Cleveland. You're talking about getting drafted to a team that had the number 3 pick overall. So you know my mindset. I'm coming from Michigan. You guys got the number 3 pick overall. This is Cleveland. I was talking stuff to all the guys. Gary Baxter had just got paid out of Baltimore. They brought him in. Lee Biden, which the Detroit Lions. I remember him. Because he played for Detroit. Detroit Lions was a really good DB. Michael Lehan was a Minnesota guy. Man, I'm saying, I just talk greasy to these guys. They couldn't stop me. I'm 6'3", 215.
They can't stop you.
Even if they stop me.
They can't even stop you.
So, but I do remember some young guys talking some trash to them, and it was like, nah. Don't talk trash to those guys. I remember the first time I saw David Harris at Michigan. I remember talking stuff to David Harris. Like, man, who's this punk? And I got hit up under my chin, and I was like, ooh.
I know your name now.
You got to be careful. But, yeah, it's one of those things where traditionally you don't talk stuff, but who cares about tradition? If you can back it up.
Right.
Like, just imagine being Sauce Gardner last year. Like, if you can back it up, then you can talk stuff. So if you can back it up, you talk it. But if you can't, you better shut up because it will hurt your confidence. And I remember talking stuff to Sam Madison, who was a DB with that Miami Dolphins team. It was Patrick Surtain Sr. Now his son's one of the best defensive backs. Sam Madison, great secondary with the Dolphins. I talked a little stuff to them, and I didn't get off the line of scrimmage that game. So
you got your Dolphin gear on today.
Hey, this is smooth, man. Peter Millar, the most consistent, most comfortable golf gear. Peter Millar and Puma.
For Dan Campbell, one of the things he was talking about today too is what gets accomplished in these mini camps, and I think, you know, camaraderie, staying on the field, getting in shape, getting in the habits of things, and now they'll go off, and the next thing they have, I believe, is training camp in July, and you know, his message to the veterans: come back in shape, come back in shape, do your jobs, and come back in shape.
Yeah, football is different than it used to be. You know, this is a comment in Maz, you being the elder statesman on the show. You remember when they used to use training camp to get in shape.
Of course.
Because football is like one of the things, it wasn't paying a king's ransom.
Tony Siragusa was the king of that.
Exactly. Like guys,
rest in peace.
Man, guys would go with 100% rest in peace. He did the hell of a show with the Baltimore Ravens.
The Bullies.
The Bullies of Baltimore.
Yep.
There you go. But back in the day, man, he'd be car salesman, you'd be whatever, and then you smoke a ton of cigarettes or whatever. And they would, am I lying? They used to smoke during games.
Oh, yeah.
But then they would use August to get in shape. It's not like that anymore. Guys are getting in shape. Guys are staying in shape year-round. There's all type of camps they go to. There's all type of guys that are footwork guys, etc., speed camp, speed drills. These guys are going to be in shape. Because remember last year, this is a team that was here early. This is a team that came back in shape. They may not have been where they wanted to be mentally last year during training camp, during Hard Knocks, but they were damn sure in shape.
One of the guys that we know will be in shape when he comes into camp is C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and they are CJ.
You said it right.
They're expecting big things from this young man who's coming over from Philadelphia on a 1-year, $8 million deal. Dan Campbell talked about all the different ways they could use him this year.
And so in turn, that just spills out into the offense or your teammates, and you can't help the level of intensity. Just it raises.
What's that, Maz?
We didn't get the whole clip for some reason.
Oh, okay.
The whole clip didn't play. He was just talking about how exciting this guy is. He comes in, he's a big talker, and he's a big talker. That gets him going. That gets his juices going. So it spills out to the rest of the team, is what Dan Campbell was saying.
And all of the different ways they could use him. I mean, he's a multi-positional player, and if that's probably one of the hardest parts of being a defensive back too. If you have to move around in all these different spots too. I don't know, as a wide receiver.
Well, I played defensive back, and I watched the position even when I was in college, even when I was in the NFL. I remember Marlon Jackson was the first guy when I got to Michigan. Marlon Jackson, he made freshman All-American. He made third team All-American. This is his freshman year. They moved him to safety his third year because they wanted to keep everybody, all the good DBs on the field. And sometimes it just doesn't work like that. You look at Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson was a lockdown pro cornerback for the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders. And then when he moves over to Green Bay, he becomes a safety and he becomes Defensive Player of the Year. Very rarely can guys go from slot to outside to field boundary to field corner coverage. That's what C.J. Gardner-Johnson can do. That is what he's affording you on this team, and it's going to be great to see. We had Cam Sutton on the show. I'm really excited to see what C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Maz's favorite free agent this year, what is he allowed to do with this team? Because I think he might have been handicapped in Philadelphia in terms of I can do much more, but you want to pigeonhole me here. I think there's a lot that he can do.
I want him to stay here. I want him. He's on a one-year deal. That's what I don't like. He said at the beginning of the year, I've been playing on a one-year deal the last couple of years. I'm looking for a team that really wants me, and I want to stick around. But if they don't want me, I'll pack my bags and go. But I just love this kid's attitude. I told you yesterday, Bray, when he was with the Saints, that defense was so much better.
You did.
When they traded him to Philadelphia, the Saints kind of went down the tubes.
You did say that.
Hell, man, they went to the Super Bowl last year. I know the whole team had to get there, but he was an integral part, led the NFL in interceptions. I expect him to do that here in Detroit.
Braylon, you made my point way better than I was trying to make it. There seems to be so much talent in that defensive backfield right now. The more positions these guys can actually learn and be in a position to succeed, because you want your talented players on the field, and the Lions have so much talent now in the defensive backfield, and I can't believe I'm even saying that compared to where we were last year. But Cam Sutton, Kirby Joseph, Tracy Walker, Emmanuel Mosley, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Brian Branch, and Jerry Jacobs even.
Hell yeah.
There's seven guys there that are extremely talented and are going to be a big boost to this Lions defense.
100%. One of the things we talked about as it led up to the draft, whether it was February, whether it was March, one of the things we talked about, Dan Campbell likes guys that do multiple things. Brad Holmes like guys that can do multiple things, play multiple positions. You can line them up here, you can line them up there, and they feel just as comfortable as they feel in their regular positions. That's what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are trying to build. Guys that can play multiple things and be comfortable and have no problem playing with that. And that's the team they have. They have guys that can play. I mean, just look at the guys that they're trying to draft. They got guys that can play outside rush, guys that can play interior lineman. You got guys that can play interior lineman and outside. You got guys that can play. Look at Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell can play on the line and he can play linebacker. You got defensive backs. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He can play slot. He can line up on your outside guy. He also can play safety. He's going to be our all-pro safety. That's the type of guys that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are going for now, and it makes sense.
Hey, yesterday, Braylon and I were discussing what Dan Campbell thinks about the secondary and how much he loves it more. Jared Goff went and said, hey, practice is harder now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get – it's hard to move down the field now against his own defense. That's something you never heard about a Detroit Lion defense. It's probably 2014 when Ndamukong Suh was leading that pack.
And by the way, that's coming from a guy that is leading a top 5 offense in the NFL too. I mean, and they have the benefit of Jameson Williams, and we'll talk about him in just a couple of minutes. But it's not like they don't have him in camp right now either. I mean, this is going to be, I think, a pretty darn good defense. And I've always said that last year they had 5 or 6 impact guys that were young that were all going to get better, that when they figured it out later in the season, this team did win football games. And they went from allowing 32 points a game in the first 7 games of the season to 20 points a game in their final 10 games. And I think, when you have Aiden Hutchinson and when you have James Houston, who you guys had, John Kaminsky, Isaiah Buggs, Aleem McNeil, these guys are getting better.
Yeah, and the iron sharpens iron. And it's a cliche saying, Ryan, but it's so true. It is a real true saying. When you got really good guys on offense and really good guys on defense, when you guys go against each other, whether it's OTAs, whether it's mini camp, whether it's training camp, whether it's during the season, you make guys better. I remember going against that defense when I first got to New York. You got Darrelle Revis on one side, one of the best corners in the league. Still was young at the time, but one of the best. But then you had Drew Coleman, you had Marquise Williams on this side, and we're trying to figure it out. That next year, you have Darrell Revis on this side. You have Antonio Cromartie on that side. You have Brodney Poole at safety. You have Jim Leonard at safety, who's now defensive coordinator for Wisconsin. And then on the other side, you have Santonio Holmes. You have Jericho Cotchery. And then you have myself. We were going at it. You know what we realized, Ryan, Maz? When we got to the game, it's like taking candy from a baby. Like, legitimately, most of the defenses you're going to see, they're not going to feature David Harris. They're not going to feature Darrell Revis. They're not going to feature Antonio Cromartie. They're not going to feature that defensive line. So it was like, man, this is easy. This is how you get good. When you're playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, you know it was your best thing you got going for you. You're playing against a defense that now has arrived in the NFL.
No doubt. Really looking forward to it. And I think if the Lions do anything this year, and by anything I mean win a division championship, host a playoff game, win a playoff game, and then
win the Super Bowl,
and then go to the Super Bowl. I do think it is out there this year. If the stars align, they stay healthy, and everything goes well. I think they are that good and they are that talented. I want to get to the offensive side of the ball next. Jonah Jackson talked about those running backs, David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. Did you see Jameer Gibbs break one of the linebackers' ankles essentially out of the backfield? Yeah. Also, Jameson Williams, the latest on the details surrounding the gambling situation. Pretty wild.
Give us back, J-Mo.
Unbelievable.
Give us back, J-Mo.
I wish there was an opportunity to go ahead and appeal that suspension.
Man.
But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. I was there the other night. I walked in, grab and go steaks, vacuum packed. These steaks were unlike anything you could ever get anywhere else.
Were they source aged and prime for
They were, but that is why Detroit's finest restaurants, hotels, and everywhere in between get their meat from Fairway Packing. But you don't have to go to those fancy hotels or restaurants to get a steak. You could just go into the steak shop or order online and cook it right there at your own homes. We are going to be there on the Friday before Father's Day, June 16th. It's a live broadcast. We'll be there from 11 to 4. D-Mac and Neil Rule will be there next Friday.
Neil Rule Soft Feet.
Neil Rule, who?
Well, that's one of the guys on the chat. Uncle Neil's Soft Feet.
Uncle Neil's Soft Feet may or may not be there, but it's going to be great. Ribeyes, New York strips, tomahawks, fillets, porterhouses. You can even grab a gift card. Take care of Dad on Father's Day. Take care of Dad. Get him a steak. Get him a world-class steak. At Fairway Packing Company. Visit Fairway Packing today. Order online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com. Source cut, aged, packed to perfection.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
We were watching, we had like a little cut-up tape of his highlights and how he was just making the first guy miss in the hole. It was like nuts, especially for a guy who's that sturdy and that brolic. You're like, oh, shoot, this is exciting. And then Jameer, I just seen him make I think he had like a little, I don't even know what route he ran, caught it, and just, I was like, nobody's catching this guy.
That was Lions offensive lineman Jonah Jackson, who is going to get paid by somebody next year.
He's going to get paid by us.
Hopefully that is the case. Talking about the running backs, David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. It's hard to imagine that the running backs on the Detroit Lions, that running back room could have gotten better than it was last year with Swift and Jamal Williams. And Jamal Williams, of course, scoring a franchise record 17 touchdowns.
Oh my God. I'm so mad he broke that record.
I think like 14 of them were from a yard out. But either way, but they did, acquiring David Montgomery and drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. And there's a video on Detroit Lions Twitter of Jahmyr Gibbs breaking out of the backfield and essentially breaking the ankles, proverbially of one of the linebackers on the Lions offense. That kid's going to be special, man.
You won't get canceled on this show by saying he broke his ankles, because that's technically what it's called. At least when I was growing up, it was breaking somebody's ankles. Ryan, yesterday we talked about something. I want to ask you the same question. Like, we did cap or no cap. And one of the cap, no caps. By the way, did you like that, man?
Oh, I love cap.
Everybody's cap or no cap now.
I love cap.
You like cap, no cap?
Bringing it back.
See the guys in the back? They were excited about cap.
Explain for the lay people out here who don't know what cap is.
Like me.
Yesterday we didn't know what cap was. We were trying to figure it out. But no, cap or no cap, you know what it is.
Cap is a lie, right?
Cap is a lie. No cap is a lie. We said some statements.
No cap is true.
This is true.
Right. You could say true or false, lie or no lie. We say cap or no cap.
Exactly what the man Ryan Ermanni said. And
you know your stuff, man.
I know it, man.
You're very hip.
Come on.
You're very hip.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I know who I'm talking to.
Who you think taught you?
You.
Exactly. No, I'm just messing with you. But we had some fun with yesterday, right? And one of the ones that we had was, as I'm looking at yesterday's script, it was Jahmyr Gibbs has a chance to win Offensive Rookie Player of the Year. What do you say about that?
No cap.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not even no cap. I almost think it might be a little expected. I think he's
the guy in Atlanta is going to have something to say about that.
I think he's the favorite.
The guy in Atlanta is the favorite.
Bijan Robinson?
Yes.
But, Maz, let me ask you a question. Who's the offensive line in Atlanta? Who's the quarterback in Atlanta? I understand.
That's exactly right.
They got Drake London. They got Kyle Pitts, excuse me. They have that. Detroit Lions have what? Third best line in football. So I said, Ryan, and it's funny you said that. I said, not only do I think he has a chance, I think he's the front runner for offensive player.
The only other person I can think of is Bryce Young if he leads Carolina to a division championship or some close.
Anthony Richardson. That's what you're saying.
Anthony Richardson. Could Indianapolis be a surprise team?
They could. In that division, they could.
They could.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud could, although Houston just is really
Jahmyr
bad.
Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, and I understand what you're saying about Bijan, but I think Braylon's right about this one, Maz.
I hope so.
If you're a defensive coordinator, you just go stop the run.
You ready for this? There's two, and
Make Desmond Ridder beat you.
Thank you. I give it to you, Ryan Ermanni. Pause. This is it, and I'm done after this. There's two that you should pick for Offensive Rookie Player of the Year. There should be two people. One should be Jordan Addison, the Los Angeles Chargers, because both their wide receivers get hurt every year.
He's with the Chargers?
He's with the Chargers.
I thought he was with the Vikings.
He's with the Vikings. Excuse me. I'm thinking the Vikings. Who's it? Olave? Not Olave. See, now they got turned around. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Ohio State wide receiver.
Garrett Wilson.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Thank you.
Seattle.
Oh, Seattle.
There you go.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, Seattle. Or Jahmyr Gibbs. Those are my two. I completely were off. But yes.
No doubt.
Those are my two.
All right, guys, let's get to this story. And Jeff Risdon really has gotten a lot of the details, what we think are the details. Let me put up this tweet.
He's not guaranteeing this, but this is what he heard.
This is the word on the street, and this is from our good friend Michael. I don't really know how to say his last name. Lucchese.
Yes.
Michael Lucchese said that Jamison Williams. The word on the street is that he bet on a college football game in a different state in his team hotel. But the hiccup there is that it was in a quote-unquote team hotel. And that is why he has been suspended from the NFL for the first 6 games of the season. I've been saying it on here for the last couple of weeks, but yesterday I even put this out on Twitter, just an apology to Jamison Williams for being as hard on him as I was. And it just goes to show you, I'm not going to dig my heels into a bad take. You know, I'll if I was wrong, I say I got it wrong. I got that one
Ryan, we are all wrong.
I'm
more
telling
than
you,
we're right.
This is so dumb.
Oh my God,
and
it's
so
dumb.
wrong. I just don't know how the NFL could sleep at night.
We talked to Ari Mayroff yesterday, and I asked him, Can't the NFL give this back, start over? Obviously, these kids don't know the rules because if you're betting on your phone on a college game in a different state, in a hotel, you should not be penalized, let alone 6 freaking games.
What did he say?
Way.
What did he say about it?
He says he doubts the NFL will back off.
This is my thought process. First of all, 2 days ago, when you said that, hey, you know what, Braylon, you were right and I was wrong. I said, no big deal. Nobody cares about that. Look, the more you know, the more you move. Not against you, but just in this situation, I effing told you. I know the NFL. I knew it was not what people thought it was. I knew it was not a situation where he was at Allen Park betting on the Detroit Lions, or he was in a place in a space and he was betting on something that he should have been more focused on what was going on with the Lions, or more focused on what was going on with rehab, or blah, blah, blah. I knew that it was going to be a situation that we were going to be pissed about. And this is something, like you said, Maz, I couldn't even have pegged that this would be it. This is the same thing we talked about with Ryan Mayrow. Ryan, I'll skip past all the I told you so's and the wrongs and blah, blah, blah. Let me ask you a question. Is it just safe that the NFL should basically just say, look, you can gamble on any other sport that you want to gamble on. Anywhere, Ryan, that you want to gamble it on. You just can't bet on the NFL. Because the fact that
that would be a logical policy.
So logical.
Because you know what happens there? Because then you take away, well, you can't bet on the women's softball team who's Oklahoma's playing against Florida State. I can't bet on that while I'm at a hotel because it's in conjunction with the NFL. Now I got to penalize. It's freaking softball. It was freaking college for him. It was not the NFL, and it wasn't even the Detroit Lions. You got to change those rules, Ryan Ermanni. No NFL, everything else wherever you are.
If he was at the hotel, Ryan, what if he was across the street at the pizza joint?
Right, he would have been okay.
As long as the Hilton Wi-Fi doesn't connect across the street,
he would have been okay.
It's embarrassing. They ought to apologize to these kids. Yeah. And if you bet on football, if you bet on the NFL, you got a penalty.
Steve-O Baby says, Ryan, why are you apologizing? What he did was wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong.
What about what he did was wrong? What's his name again?
Steve-O Baby.
Steve-O Baby, what about what he did was wrong? He bet on the road in a hotel on something that wasn't even professional sports. What was so wrong about that?
And again, this tells me that he didn't know the rules. He wasn't sitting at his locker in Allen Park. He wasn't at Ford Field. He wasn't in the arena or the stadium of a road team. It's not like he's sitting there on a Sunday morning doing that. He was in his hotel room. How does he know that's... I think the Lions and the NFL did a poor job of informing the players of the rules. And again, I said this, and I don't mean to repeat myself, but I think it is worth repeating for a lot of guys my age and older. I'm in my early 40s, 44 years old, a healthy 44.
Healthy 44. Looking good there,
They did not grow up. These players today in their early 20s did not grow up in the Pete Rose era. Hell, many of them probably don't even know who Pete Rose is.
Sug hustle.
They don't know that gambling was looked upon so poorly and such a crime. They didn't know that people's legs got broken if you didn't pay your tab from the bookie down the corner, because all they know is you could bet on this. And there's commercials running on every station in the country. Every other commercial is a gambling commercial. So all they know is that gambling looks cool, gambling looks fun. All they read in the paper or online or on the social media channels is that the NFL is in agreement with DraftKings or FanDuel or BetMGM and all these other sites to put sports books in stadiums. They don't know what we know or what we think we know about gambling. They didn't grow up like that. To them, it's been glamorized.
There's two things. There's two issues with the people that are worrying about, like said question asked on the chat, and we appreciate all questions here at Woodward Sports Network. They don't understand in terms of how the NFL does not relay the message, not relay the information. We talked about that. And then, too, they also don't understand the time that you have when you're chilling in a hotel. Because I guess a lot of questions will be, well, if you had a hotel the day before a game, shouldn't you be worried about the game? Yes, you do. But you spend 7 days worrying about a game, 6 days worrying about a game. I've been in a hotel. We've hung out. But the night before games, you know what you do? Shoot dice. You play tongue. You watch ESPN Classic. You watch other things that are PG-18 related. Like, these are the things you do. You watch YouTube. You play PS5. You do all these and I'm saying PS5 because that's what they do now. When I was there, it was Xbox 360. But these are the things that you do. You know what else you do now? You make a bet. Whether it's on the NBA, like last night, whether it's on the MLB, let me see these 8 teams. Can I get a parlay? Whether it's on the boxing fight, is Clarissa Shields going to knock out this individual in the 3rd round? That's what you do nowadays, and you should be able to do it.
My good friend here, Steve Wilds, on the YouTube chat says, now Ermanni celebrates gambling and blood money as he's chatting from his iPhone built in China and all the human rights violations that go on in there.
As he's playing PS5.
But you're good. You're good.
But you're good. You're holier than thou.
Right.
But you know what? He's watching.
There's another part to this gambling story. It's that next story I wrote down.
And I want to get to that. The NFL has solicited Tom Brady for this as well. But first, a message from Dispo.
Oh, I got that Dispo. Elevate your senses and embrace the harmony of nature at Dispo Dispensary. Check out all the locations, man. And this is one thing that gets me. Dispo has 13 locations right now. Ann Arbor, Hazel Park, Battle Creek, Jackson, Bay City, North and South, Lansing, Portage, Camden, and Romeo is Dispo I go to. Visit Dispo, shop dispo.com because you know what? They are your local plug.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Welcome back, WoodwardSports.com. Hour number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got our main guy, JB, Jeremy Bryant, back in the audio booth. Parker Brown, I almost said Spencer, thinking of Spence Daddy. Saw him in the building earlier today. Parker Brown, TD and Forrest. Hey, if you are watching on YouTube, hit that like button. Let's get to over 100 likes by the end of this segment. Tom Mazawey, talking about gambling, we got to get to this. The NFL has solicited Tom Brady to deliver a message to the players about gambling. They recruited him. And Brady emphasized how playing in the NFL is a privilege, the privilege of a lifetime, and stressed that betting on NFL games not only undermines the integrity of the league, but also tarnishes the reputation of everyone associated with it. Brady said that risking it all for a bet simply isn't worth it. And I understand that aspect of it. I think we all agree that nobody in the NFL should be betting on the NFL.
Correct.
I think we all agree on that. But to say that somebody can't bet on a college game, I think is
it's ludicrous.
It is.
You're holding the phone in your hand. So these guys can watch porn, but they can't go to FanDuel and put a $10 bet on the Nuggets. Give me a break.
I'm glad you picked up on what I was saying a segment ago. I was trying to be discreet, but yes, you can't watch porn, but you can't bet. Here's the thing I don't like about Tom Brady being the guy delivering the message. It has nothing to do with Tom. Tom is an amazing guy. He's the guy as relates to NFL quarterback, Super Bowl. He went to Michigan. Go Blue. Shout out to my fellow alumnus and brother. But Tom, look, man, like there's a time and a place to pick when you want to use and when you want to use your platform and when you don't. The NFL pay him to make this statement. It's a blanket statement. It's a bullshit statement. And the reason why I say that, excuse my French, is because of this. He doesn't know what the NFL is doing in terms of each team putting the message out there. Why does this thing keep happening? Why does it keep coming up? They're not putting the message out here. He signed on. They're going to show that he's going to get paid whatever the NFL is going to pay him for, but they're not going to continue to do the job to fully let players know what they are at risk of, what they cannot do, what they can do, where they can do it, and where they can't do it. Now Tom's in the middle of it. Sounds much like Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy talking about don't go to live, and guess what? Now the PGA is in bed with live. I don't like this message for Tom Brady. He should have stayed the F out of it.
Yeah, I'll disagree with you slightly on that because in the last segment we complained that the NFL and teams aren't doing enough. Any message of anti-gambling, I think, is a good message of anti-gambling because I think these kids do need to hear it, and it is specifically about the NFL. Maybe they know that about the NFL. I don't know. I just think any message of, hey, don't gamble is a good message if it's getting people kicked off.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, this is Tom Brady. You got the NFL. The NFL is saying, hey, Tom, we'll pay you this to say this. Meanwhile, Tom's saying that, but he's not following the guidelines that the NFL is giving to the other players. Why are players continuously getting in trouble? It's because they're not eloquating exactly, this is what you can do, this is what you can do, this is where you can do it at, this is where you can do it at. They're clearly not doing that. To do another blanket statements for Tom Brady, Tom's not going to each facility and talking to the players indirectly. He's not doing 32 appointments with 32 teams where he's breaking down to these guys. So now you're like, hey, Tom did his homework. Tom went in there. Tom did this. Tom's making a statement to get another check, just like the $367 million one that you don't agree with, Maz, about being an analyst. This is another one that he's getting. The NFL is using him. Meanwhile, he's not doing anything. It's not changing anything. It's giving you a big-name guy, the big-name guy in the NFL, no disrespect, that has just retired, to give you a blanket statement. I just don't agree with it. Like, Tom should have stayed his ass out of it.
Listen, when the bus is driving from the airport to the hotel, have the coaches, are the coaches standing up and saying, okay, guys, here's what you're going to do. I know you're all adults, but you know you can't be on FanDuel, BetMGM. We cannot bet on our trip. When we're out for a restaurant, if you want to put a wager in, that's great. How hard is that to say that to those guys?
But this is where I have the issue at, Maz, and you're absolutely correct. Yeah. But this is where it's so dumb to me. How hard is it just to say you can't bet on the NFL?
I'm with you.
You can bet everything else wherever the hell you are. If you want to place a bet on who's going to win the freaking Ryder Cup, as you know, we just finished meetings, it doesn't matter where you place the bet at. You can bet on these things. There's one thing you can't bet on. It's the NFL. How hard is that? Like, no one has given me that answer, including Ari Mayroff. How hard is it to say no NFL player can bet on NFL games?
The Lions should appeal.
Like, no NFL player can bet on NFL games. And that way, now it's not like, well, I bet on the NFL, but it wasn't when the Colts were playing and I played for the Colts. Just take the NFL out of the equation. There's so much more that you can bet on. FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesar, Sports Bet, whatever. So many different things that you can bet on. Just take the NFL out of it. It's just like there's so many words you can say, except one. Just don't say that word.
The NFL is not going to take it back, but they're going to change the rule. But you know what? It's too late for us because we lost our number one rookie.
That's why they don't want to change the rule.
Right. We lost that. We're going to lose 6 games because of him. And I don't know how those 6 games are going to go. We're going to lose that, and then next freaking year, they're going to change the rule. Watch. It always happens.
Yeah. Do we know what and if there is an appeals process for this suspension?
They're probably not allowed.
There's an appeals process for every
It sounds
rule.
like they're just eating this, like eating the suspension, and they're okay with it. Why isn't anybody fighting this suspension?
Do you remember how mad Jameson Williams was? Obviously, because as soon as he got popped, like even before the Vegas trip, because obviously the reason why a lot of Detroit fans got mad at him was because when he was out in Vegas after getting popped for gambling, is he didn't seem remorseful. He was betting out there on the boxing match, and everybody got mad at him. But the one thing he said was talked about being angry. Like, you saw how angry he was when he came back. He was angry for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, these players are angry for a reason because they're not getting any insight.
They stole that money from him.
100%. And now this is why they won't do a retraction. This is just in my estimation. If they do a retraction, then now Calvin really can come back.
Well, he bet NFL.
Yeah, but you can bet NFL, but you can't bet on your own team. Like that, because that's the NFL. You can bet on the NFL, you just can't bet on your team. Look, even us just having a conversation yesterday.
We don't know the rules.
I don't think you can bet on the NFL.
I think you can bet on the NFL, not your team, and that's why I think Calvin Ridley bet on the.
I don't know. Charles Woodson said he believes the players should be allowed to bet on the NFL, not their own team.
Right, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
So
take the NFL out of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm at.
You know what? If you have to give Ridley back his money, I'm all for it. But I doubt that's ever going to happen.
NFL ain't never gave nothing back.
Right.
No doubt.
Not giving nothing back.
I just can't wait until we can get past this. I do think
it's bull.
Yeah, I do think it is a big loss. Look, I mean, if I think Jameson Williams is probably top 3 or 4 most talented players on the Lions team in terms of athletic skill, skill set.
He's number 1.
Yeah, I'm just giving it leeway just because I don't want to argue about it.
No,
I'm just not with you. I'm just talking about with the people in the chat.
I tell the people in the chat he's number 1.
Okay,
he's number 1.
How can you take the best, most skilled player off a team and not have any impact? Have that not have any impact on you? And if that is the difference from, and I don't know if it'll be the difference between a division championship or not, but what if it's a difference in a playoff seed? What if it's a difference between a number 1 overall seed or a number 2 overall seed or a number 4 overall seed? As when you're a good team, you're trying to get that 7th game on your home court. When you're in the NFL, you're trying to get that NFC Championship game on your home field.
Yeah. You want all the playoff games on your home field.
You know, here in Detroit, you're just trying to sneak into the playoffs. You don't care if you're at home or on the road or what. But I think now with a really good football team, you are trying to not only get in, but host a game and host a second game. Maybe even get a bye. These are things that legitimate NFL franchises. This is what they talk about.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, look at the Buffalo Bills last year. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, yada, blah, 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 blah. If the Buffalo Bills would play anybody on the road last year, they would have lost. They would have lost their first game. They struggled at home against the Miami Dolphins and Skylar Thompson, the 3rd freaking quarterback on the team. You're absolutely right. Home games matter. Home games matter.
I got nothing more on this. I think the NFL is dead wrong, and it bothers me that the Lions aren't chasing this down. That means to me that the Godfather told them, look, don't make an issue of this. It's not going away.
Will we be as involved, Ryan Ermanni, if it wasn't involving the Detroit Lions?
No.
Yeah. That wasn't me, and that wasn't me coming.
And that's okay.
Because I'm a Detroit Lions fan now. I want the Jets to win. I want the Lions to win. I want them to meet in the Super Bowl. But I just asked the question because it's actually a good question whether the Lions are involved or not. It's a good question. But obviously, the Lions being involved.
We wouldn't be as involved if it was a player that didn't matter either. You know, I mean, the only reason we're talking about it is because of who it involves.
20 picks moved up 4.
Yeah, I mean,
this kid needs the reps, and they're taking the first 6 games away from him. He didn't do PEDs. He didn't. He bet on a college football game in a different city at a hotel. I mean, give it a break, man. Goodell, you're wrong here. Where's DeMaurice Smith?
Who?
No wonder they want to get rid of him.
Meanwhile, you can beat your wife and get 4 games.
2 games.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring a gun.
And ladies and gentlemen out there, we're not trying to make light of that. That was just the realness of what the NFL is as it relates to
penalties.
Penalties. That's the realness. Penalties. Mm-hmm. Like you can do a situation like that. Oh, 2-3 games.
Right.
4 games. Right. You can come back. But this situation is the potential to never play in the NFL again is what the young man from the Colts is facing. Come on, NFL.
I think Lion fans should go to New York and storm the NFL headquarters.
Who?
Insurrection.
Lions fans.
Exactly. Let's go. I'll tell you where it's at. I'll give you the address.
All right, guys. Hey, we're going to go around the NFL. Also, Braylon's got a top 10. We'll do all that coming up. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. That's right. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know. Go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Of course, looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn, right there on Michigan Avenue, where it's been for over 55 years. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Find new roads.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. Lots of Lions talk to us. Look, the NFL, I'm telling you, the NFL is king. They roll this thing out. They play this schedule, this offseason schedule, so methodically. So you are continuously talking about the NFL all year round. And if you think about it, we have been talking about the NFL ad nauseum for the last few months of the offseason. And you look at the calendar, you look up, and they have training camp next month.
I know.
I mean, this thing is going to happen quickly.
Isn't
here.
that something?
I love it. They almost got us here. They almost got us to the training camp.
Maybe in another week, they break the story. They'll break another story and say, we're changing the gambling rule. We're going to bring these guys back. That'll be another 2 weeks. You could talk about that.
You know, one thing that I am anticipating that we have not heard any information about or even a reveal is that Lions helmet. Isn't there supposed to be a third Lion, like an alternate Lions helmet this year?
Or a jersey.
Or jersey
something.
or something.
Yeah.
We have not heard about the alternate. Now, next year they will change uniforms, or they have it's expected that they're going to change uniforms.
They're going to do something.
They're going to do something. But this year.
At the draft, it'll be, here you go.
Yeah, this year we are expected to see some sort of a third uniform or a second helmet. It would be because they only have one helmet,
right.
But a second helmet, perhaps.
You really want them to change the logo? You really do?
Well, yes. Well, yes and no.
Like
yes.
let me get this: the Broncos or the Bucks. I know they won Super Bowls, but those logos are just so classic. Why would you even want to screw with it?
So if they do anything this year, if they win a division championship, if they win a playoff game, if they have success in this uniform, then I would revisit my thought. But the one thing that the Lions have not had over 6.5 decades is success. So, yes, I did want them to change their uniforms. And there's a large part of me that does still want them to change their uniforms. But now, as they are on the precipice of being good, essentially, maybe they could, I don't know, keep it a little while longer. Just the Lions emblem, the Lions logo, the Lions uniforms, for over 6 decades have resembled losing. So, yes, I want them to change their uniforms. But if they can somehow turn it around this year and win in that uniform, then we can revisit it.
Yeah, no, I think win, lose, or draw, I think you change the uniforms. I think obviously you had a great take 2 years ago in terms of when you change the uniforms. You look at whether it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whether it's the Denver Broncos, whether it's the Patriots. The list goes on in terms of when you change. Even the Falcons, they didn't win it, but they got there. The Seattle Seahawks, they got there. So you're absolutely correct. Even if they have success in these older uniforms, you still change it because this is a different Lions team. The biggest part of the season last year in terms of the mindset was not the same old Lions. It's the brand new Lions. It's a brand new team. This Sheila Hamp, she dropped the Ford from her name. This is a new team. This is a new regime. And the last thing to go is uniforms. Even if you will have success this year, Ryan, I'm talking about to the tune of NFC Championship game you make it to, you still change the uniforms because that's the next domino to fall. It's the next domino to fall, man.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what
Maz
happens.
had his Leaping Lion yesterday. He got excited, man. Had the Leaping Lion hat.
They gave me a gas station Leaping Lion hat.
You know what? I call myself supporting somebody, man, and that's what happens when you support guys and you walk up on you. Say, look, man, I got the hats, I got the T-shirts, and I said, man, I get a hat, man. And I looked at it and I was like, that's
Maz's.
That's
Maz's hat. Guys, let's head over to you, Tom Mazawey, a little around the NFL.
All right. Hey, we talked about it yesterday. Live and PGA, the whole thing. It's blah, blah, blah. No one likes the Saudis. They're bad. They're this, they're that. Well, guess what? The Saudis, forget golf. They want in on the NFL.
They're coming for you. They just bought the WWE, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be in the NFL. And Ari Mayeroff brought this up yesterday, and I reiterated right there, my friends.
Yeah, update. I guess his update on Saudi Arabia could potentially, I can't see.
Buy an NFL team, acquire an NFL team. And I don't think this is, look, money talks. Who's got the money?
What did I send to the group chat 2 days ago? I said they work with the U.S. government. You don't think they want a chance to work with all 4 professional major sports here in America? You don't think that's coming next? When the deal presents itself, don't you think for 1 second that Roger Goodell and the league aren't jumping? Don't you think for 1 second Adam Silver, they're already doing business overseas with individuals that may not be, exactly what you want them to be here in America? So it's only a matter of time.
I just don't understand the picking and choosing of what you're going to be offended by. I'm offended that you're offended that you pick and choose what you're offended by.
I am with you. Can I second that?
Yeah, I just go back to the most simplistic examples I possibly can to make it simple for people.
Yeah.
Do you know where these things are built? Do you know the human rights violations over in China? Do you know what they do to the Apple?
You see the logo hit right when you said it.
I mean, what about Nikes? Do you know what they do to? You think they allow same-sex couples in China? What do you think they do? What about all the NBC reporters who went over to Russia or China and covered these Olympics over the last?
What about the journalists from Qatar?
Right.
I mean, if you want to start digging that type of grave.
I mean, I'm just saying, like it's. You just can't pick and choose
just mind your business.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't pick and choose what you want to be outraged
then
about. I guess you could, but
correct.
It just doesn't work.
If you mind your business, there's no one's bitching.
But then I don't have anything to do.
It's nothing to do.
Lonely people do these things.
Nothing to do.
And I get it.
This one's for Braylon. We didn't do it yesterday, so I'll do it today. The new cover boy for Madden 24. We kind of gave you a glimpse of it the other day. It's official. It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen, congratulations. You are the new Madden cover boy.
Oh, man. What a thrill, probably, for some of these younger guys. You know what I mean? Can you ever imagine being on a Madden game?
Yeah.
What was it? What was it like the first time you ever played your suit? You had to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was trash.
Play yourself.
I was trash. I got the 3rd pick overall. Cleveland Browns got no respect.
No respect.
I was on the Madden 2006. I think that was the first one. I got drafted in 05, and it's always a year ahead. So, but it was Xbox 360. So it was like new graphics. It was amazing. Like, it's great. I was on college, so it's great to be on a game. But the Madden curse itself, man, like so much is made of the Madden curse. Now this is the 22nd individual to grace the cover of Madden. Have all of them been Madden curses? Has everybody been cursed? Should we go through them a little bit or no?
Sure.
I'm just trying.
I think Mahomes won a Super Bowl.
He did.
Yeah.
Mahomes was on the cover. He won the Super Bowl.
He broke the curse.
Well, he wasn't the first one, but there's.
You got one there?
Well, I got every curse.
Okay.
I mean, I got every year.
Hey, I got time. I don't get paid by the word.
You don't. You talked about Mahomes. Mahomes was on the one with Tom Brady in 2022. Let's try to go back. Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
He didn't get cursed.
No, he did not.
He did not win a Super Bowl, but he didn't get cursed. He had another really good year. Actually, had a better year than the year before. Man 20, you talked about it. Patrick Mahomes is on the cover. He's doing this.
Oh, yeah, looking real good.
Well, guess who won the Super Bowl? That was Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl that year. Madden 2019. Antonio Brown was on the cover.
Oh, AB 84.
AB was on the cover.
AB 84.
Contrary to popular belief, AB had another good year. He had 101 receptions. After that, he had, I want to say, 1,500 yards. So
Parker's got something over here.
Parker, go, man. Talk to me, buddy.
With Antonio Brown, I mean, it's not just curses of that year. It's more so like what happens not just after that season.
Yeah, he was
the
a
rest
wreck.
of his career. I mean, he went off the deep end.
That's saying it nicely. That is saying it like, okay, you know what? To that credit, Parker, give you a point for that. You're absolutely correct. Because his career is no longer going as 2018. Tom Brady finally graced the cover.
Baby.
Guess what Tom Brady did when he graced the cover?
He won that Super Bowl.
He did not win the Super Bowl.
Oh, that was Tennessee. That was the Tennessee
But you know what he
Titans.
did do? Had his best statistical career as a Patriot in 2000.
And that's something.
Look at that. So
damn.
There are some ones. The curse is really early on. If you look at the curse early on, that's when guys are getting affected. First person ever on the curse. Ryan Ermanni, would you happen to know who that was?
First person, Eddie George.
See? You see why I guessed Eddie George? That's why I love you. Eddie George is the first person.
Really?
I thought he's not right. But he's the first person I thought of when Madden went to the better graphics. You can really edit. The first person actually on Madden was Garrison Hurst.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Mr. Garrison.
Garrison Hurst in '99.
Georgia Bulldog.
Look at you. I see.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
that's like my wheelhouse.
Same age, man.
Oh,
Another
man.
Bulldog,
It's
Terrell
my
Davis.
wheelhouse.
Would this be a good time to do that? You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Here's a question. And Ryan is right before
The
the break.
NFL Hall
Perfect
of Fame
time.
put this question out.
This is for the NFL Hall of Fame. Put this question on. Ryan Ermanni, I ask it to you, and I ask it to everybody in the Woodward Sports chat. How many Hall of Famers are on the cover of Madden?
Out of how many?
It's 22 covers.
22 covers?
But hold on. It's 0 to 5, 6 to 10.
5 to 10.
It's 0 to, isn't it 0 to?
It's 0 to 5 or 5 to 10. That's the next one.
Okay, 5 to 10, and then
after that,
10 plus 10, 15.
After that, it's 10 to 15.
Those are your,
and then 15 plus.
I'd go 15 plus.
Out of 22 covers?
Here's a kicker. They got to be in the Hall of Fame, and that's the secret. But first, a message from P Fit.
Yes, let me tell you all about Planet Fitness.
Is your mic on?
Yeah, my mic's on. Man, you gotta start turning up your volume on your.
Turn your ears up, man.
I can't turn my ears on. Why would it be right here where I'm sitting? It's over on the wall. Why would you control your own mics? It's over here.
Why would it be convenient for you?
Exactly.
But anyway, let me get back to Planet Fitness because we all know them as your judgment-free zone where you can work out for just $10 a month. But
Only $10?
Yes, only $10. But as of right now, Planet Fitness is thrilled to have high schoolers ages 14 through 19 in the U.S. and Canada to work out for free all summer long with the Planet Fitness High School Summer Pass. Teens can register as of right now and officially gain access to the club all the way until August 31st. But that's not all because Planet Fitness is giving away over $200,000 for high schools and high school students as well with scholarships. With teens ages 14 through 19 who register for the High School Summer Pass can help win a scholarship for their school and participate in a TikTok video contest for a chance to win academic scholarships. Visit the landing page for more information and, of course, legal disclosure at pfsummerpasscontest.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, having a little fun with the Madden cover. Josh Allen is going to be featured on this year's version of the Madden video game. And the NFL Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, I should say, put out a question. How many Hall of Famers have graced the cover of the Madden video games? 22 covers. And the choices are 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 plus. I said 10 to 15, but I guess they have to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll go one lower. I'll say 10 to 15.
Here's another question for you. Let me ask you this, though. And
You going 10 to 15 or 5 to 10?
10 to 15, because I went 15 plus.
Oh, wow.
All right. While we're looking at it this way, let me ask you a question, Ryan and Ermanni.
Yep.
Josh Allen's on the cover of Madden.
Yep.
Josh Allen has been given the keys to the kingdom by the NFL and the media for the past 4 years. I mean, I would say past 3 years. They've given him the keys, but they've been talking about him for a minute. Josh Allen is an individual that has been to how many AFC championships, Ryan and Ermanni?
Is it 0?
No, it's
One?
close to 0. It is 1.
Yeah.
It is 1. And this is early on. This is 4 years ago.
Right.
He made his AFC championship. Last year, Ryan and Ermanni, he was embarrassed in the playoffs. They almost lost to Miami Dolphins at home. They got smoked by the Cincinnati Bengals in their own place. Got rid of Brian Daboll. Is Josh Allen one of these individuals that we have given too much respect to without fully putting in the work? Is he on the hot seat? Because I'm asking the question because you've tried to replace Aaron Rodgers with him. You've tried to replace Patrick Mahomes with him. You've tried to replace Tom Brady with him. He's not doing it.
Yeah, that division is his, though, and that's why you see teams like Miami making a move and the Jets making a move. New England hasn't done anything, but
a division is one thing.
Yeah.
They've given him the keys to the kingdom of the NFL. That's not division, though.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Brady, then you got Mahomes, and I think they want to see a long-term rivalry. I think the NFL wants to see a long-term rivalry between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Right.
It's just, part of a rivalry, though, Bray, is being able to beat the other guy.
Right.
The other guy is so freaking good. It's going to be hard to beat him. So if it's not Josh Allen, then you're going to get it to be Joe Burrow. And if Joe Burrow can't get the job done, then they're going to wait for the next guy to build the next guy up to compete with Patrick Mahomes. So I don't know.
So essentially, you answered my question. Yeah. Yes, they propped him up.
Sure.
They propped him up too soon because he's not even the guy that we talk about anymore. Realistically, the guy you talked about is who you just spoke
Joe Burrow, the next
Joe
guy.
Burrow's
Yeah.
next.
That's why I think Buffalo's going to be okay this year.
Because nobody's talking about
Yes, kind of like the Florida Panthers of the hockey season.
But it's not going
not
going so well for them right now.
But
we got to stop doing that. Is all I'm coming from.
Yeah.
We got to stop doing that.
That's part of being a sports fan, though.
That's true.
It's part of it is finding the next guy. I mean, how many times did we think that we got the next Jordan or we got the next great player in the NBA? I mean, hell, Harold Miner. They're so desperate for
Baby
the next
Jordan.
Jordan. They called Harold Miner the next Jordan. It's just inherently what we do as sports fans, I think, is to find the next.
But just like subscribing to magazines, you have an option to subscribe. I do not subscribe. Matt, here you go right now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on. I want to give you these stats.
Okay.
The Hall of Fame
5,
put that
10,
question out
20.
yesterday.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you how it was voted.
Okay.
0 to 5 was voted 30%. 5 to 10 was voted 41%. 10 to 15 was voted 20%. And 15 plus was voted 9%. I have the exact number if you would like it.
There are 27 covers, and in my estimation, my estimation is 5 to 10, 6 to 10 win.
It's 7.
Well,
There are 7 Hall of Famers on the cover.
Should be 8.
Should be 8. It says 4 to 5 will be.
I got 8 too.
I got 8 because there's.
What about Polamalu? Do they count Troy Polamalu in there?
Was he on there?
He's on there. Well, he's at the dual cover with him and
Ryan Ermanni.
They got the special covers.
But that's not a special cover. Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald, that was the actual cover.
Barry was a special cover.
Barry was a special cover, so Barry technically wouldn't count. So you got.
Is Drew Brees in the Hall of Fame?
No,
yet?
he's not.
Not yet. It's not his turn.
Calvin
yet.
Johnson.
Yep.
Troy Polamalu.
Favre.
Is Donovan McNabb in the Hall of Fame?
Favre is in it. No, hell no.
Ray Lewis.
4. Marshall Faulk. 5. Huh?
Is Eddie George in the Hall of Fame?
I said Calvin Johnson. No. John Madden. 6.
Right, he counts.
He
6.
counts. John Madden.
That's
6.
6. So you're looking for one more.
There's
or
one
you think
more.
There's 2 more.
Oh well, one more because I counted the cover twice.
Okay, this is the. I mean,
but now it makes sense.
Barry
that it's so
Sanders,
hard.
Calvin Johnson, 1, 2. Troy Polamalu, 3. Brett Favre, 4. Sean Alexander in?
No, but Marshall Faulk is.
Ray Lewis, 5. Marshall Faulk, 6.
John Madden.
John Madden, 7.
That's it.
That's it.
4 to 5 more will be in.
Right.
So no more. It's about 7, 8 that are going
Rob
to be
Gronkowski, Tom Brady.
And Tom's on 2 covers, so he would count.
Peyton Manning.
Breeze.
Or not Peyton Manning. Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar Jackson has a chance.
Lamar Jackson will be in the Hall of Fame, I think.
I don't know.
The way they're doing business nowadays, yeah.
Is AB a Hall of Famer?
No.
He would have been.
Yeah.
He would have been.
Guess not. All right.
He don't walk off the field.
Richard Sherman. He'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Richard Sherman will be in the Hall of Fame.
Richard Sherman will be in the Hall of Fame. Odell Beckham could have been, but he will not be.
Yeah, no.
7. But that's the part, like, you think about it, it's like, oh, everybody's in.
Right.
It ain't been 5
Well,
years.
you forget
though.
about the Peyton Hillises of the world.
I did.
What was
He got on the cover the year after I left Cleveland.
What was that all about? I don't remember Peyton Hillis having some.
What do you mean, what's that all about?
He was a beast.
He's a great white hype.
1 year, he was a beast.
He's a great white hype.
Great white hype.
Come on,
Was
man.
there a better white guy in the league than Peyton Hillis?
Not just rushing for 1250.
Oh, did he?
He was built like a brick.
I remember Peyton Hillis. I just don't remember him having like this incredible impact or year or something like that.
It was a good switch up year. It was a very quiet year. I think it was. I want to say that was the year Aaron Rodgers and them won the. I think Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl that year. So there wasn't a lot going on. They weren't necessarily a great team. If you look at the record for Green Bay that year, I want to say they were 10-6. I think they snuck into the playoffs and then they won it all. So it was like, hey, this is the perfect time. Got this guy in Cleveland, Peyton Hillis. I think he had 1,300 yards, like 12 touchdowns. He was unstoppable. And then,
He almost died this year.
Peyton Hillis
tried to save his kids.
That is incredible.
Tried to save his kids from drowning, and he almost drowned to death.
No, didn't he save them?
He saved them.
Yeah, you
he
said
saved
tried.
them.
He did save
And he
them.
couldn't swim.
Guys, I'm going to take a
Great
break.
Joe
He's a heavy
Delaney.
dude.
I'm going to take a break. We've got plenty more NFL stories to get to. Also, Braylon's top 10. We'll do that next.
Ooh,
we do your top 10 next.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
And then we'll go back to the NFL. We'll do those stories. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. I got my haircut today. Looks real good. Thank you, Becca. Out here at 15 in Woodward. There are several locations around the country, over 100 locations around the country, several of them right here in the Metro Detroit area. You can walk into any one of them, any Lady Jane's, for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, your best bud, whoever you want. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. You could walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Here we go, Woodward Sports Network. Braylon Edwards, as we do each and every Thursday, it is a top 10 list. Today's top 10 list is...
You know what? I was thinking about it, and I was like, top 10 storylines as it relates to the 2023 NFL football season. Great job by you, Parker. Just thinking about the season, ready to get the season going, ready to get there. Ryan, I know you're ready to bypass the summer and get to... Oh, by the way, congrats again on season tickets that you did purchase
Lions,
and that you got. Maz, you talked about it. So here we go, man. These are the top 10 storylines. They don't necessarily have to be in this order, and I will change a couple. So throw it up there again, Parker. Here we go. We're going to get rocking and rolling. The Bengals' offensive line is secondary, and the reason why this is such a big storyline in the NFL, you just talked about it. Who's the guy? The new rivalry. It is not. It's no longer. It's no longer Josh Allen. It's Joe Burrow.
It is.
Joe Burrow 2 years ago.
Maz is picked for the Super Bowl.
Man,
you know it.
If Joe Burrow 2 years ago would have had one team was better, he would have won. What would that team have been? Offensive line. Offensive line would have helped him win the Super Bowl.
That's why they took Jamar Chase instead of
Penei Sewell.
Yeah, Penei
100%.
Sewell.
And then last year too, they needed it. So I think what they're going to do in their secondary as well. Their secondary they struggled last year. So those are the two things. Throw it up there again. We'll see. Here we go. The Dolphins defense, and you can put a slash Tua. Because you want to see what is Tua going to be this year. What's going to happen with Tua? Last year when he played, they were phenomenal. When he didn't, they struggled. But that defense, they add David Long. You wanted David Long. Guess what? We didn't get him, but the Miami Dolphins did. I wanted Jalen Ramsey. We didn't get him, but the Miami Dolphins did. So that defense has been up. They're up to snuff now. Next one. Life after Brady and Tampa.
Ooh.
Now, this is interesting.
Get ugly.
Anytime Brady leaves, you're talking about a guy that's the GOAT quarterback, GOAT player in NFL per se. Me, it's Jerry Rice, but I have no problem with Tom Brady. Life after Tom Brady, man. They struggled last year. Even with Tom Brady, they were 8-9 last year. They win the division, struggled to do so. Now Tom's gone, and Baker Mayfield is their quarterback.
Or Kyle Trask.
Well, we saw the videos on Twitter and Instagram.
That was just a bad day. It was windy.
You're right.
It was windy.
You're right.
That was amazing.
It's windy until you realize it was Baker Mayfield. Throw the next one up there for me, Parker. It is the Lions' new reality. We keep talking about it. It's no more same old Lions. It is BNL, brand new Lions. This is it. But you know what? We don't have to wait all season to see if the brand new Lions are real. We don't have to wait till week 18. We don't have to wait to the playoffs. Because Thursday, the first game of the season, we get a chance to see the Detroit Lions against the Kansas City Chiefs.
This Thursday?
I'll pause here. No, not this Thursday, but
today.
On Thursday, opener of the season, prime Jeff Bezos. How you feel about that, man? Ryan, talk about that.
I mean, I'm just so excited. I want to get through the summer, and I want to watch a little Lions action, and I can't wait. Here's one of the things I'm thinking of too. What do you think that ticket will be? Against who do they open up at home with? Seattle. Is it Seattle?
Yep.
What do you think that place would be like against the Seattle Seahawks
if
they go on the road and beat the Chiefs in the opener? Have you allowed yourself to think about that? Have you thought about what that building would be like?
What are you selling your ticket for?
Oh man, I'm going sky high.
Sky high.
Taylor Swift sky high.
What time is the game?
1 o'clock.
The Seattle game is a 1 o'clock game. Yeah. It's going to be traffic in downtown Detroit from 5 a.m. on Sunday to probably 5 a.m. on Monday. If the Detroit Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs, that next game playing against the Seattle Seahawks. Because, I mean, how could it not?
How do you
not? Here we go. Cowboys offense. I think this is real, man. Mike McCarthy is back at the helm. First time he's been at the helm since he left Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Kellen Moore has been the guy for Dak.
Where do you go, Chargers?
Yep.
Yes, he went to the Chargers. Kellen Moore has been the guy for Dak Prescott. Kellen Moore was a quarterback when Dak Prescott first got drafted, and then he became the offensive coordinator. It's all he knows. I think this is interesting, man, because Mike McCarthy definitely did right by Green Bay. This could be interesting.
It is. I think Dallas is. I think Dallas is a sleeper.
Yeah.
I think it's been almost a decade since an NFC East team won the division in back-to-back years.
I agree.
And again, I think Philadelphia's got problems. I do. I do not think that Philadelphia is a 14-3 team this year like they were a year ago. Now, does that mean they're a 10-win team? No. But would 12 wins get the job done in the NFC East? I don't know. I could see a scenario in which Dallas and Philadelphia tie, with 12 wins apiece in that division.
You love to talk about Philadelphia. I posed 2 questions for you. Question 1. You didn't think that Jalen Hurts was going to be that good last year for Philadelphia, and now you see where he is.
Well, there's only one place you can go if you're Philadelphia.
This is true, and that's to win the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but you could do that with 12 wins as well and not win the division.
Okay.
Okay. You could do that getting in as a wild card too.
This is true. Which will not be them because another one things you said about the NFC. The reason why you like the Lions so much is because the NFC is what it's
parity,
so open. Yeah. Which is why I love Eagles as well. Throw it up there again, Parker. Here we go. Next side of the list.
Oh, yeah. We
the
got 5 more,
return of Sean Payton.
Oh, I love it.
Ryan, Maz, I'll let you take this one. This has to be on the list. The Broncos with Sean Payton. You just talked about them getting Frank Clark, by the way. What do you think about that?
I think the Denver Broncos are my dark horse team to win a division in the NFL.
Okay.
I think they could be one of the 8 division winners. And I know they play in the same division as the Kansas City Chiefs. I do. I think Sean Payton and Russell Wilson together are going to be trouble. And I think that defense is a really, really good side of the ball. I think, and I always believe, that a good offense beats a good defense. But if that defense can slow anybody down, man, and that offense can give them anything whatsoever, that's a dangerous team.
We haven't seen Sean Payton coaching in a long time, and we haven't seen him coach without Drew Brees on the sideline. So I'm anxious to see what he can get out of Russell Wilson going forward. Can he get the same out of Russell Wilson that Pete Carroll got? Or are you going to get the guy that Nathaniel Hackett got last season, which wasn't good?
I saw Sean Payton take Teddy Bridgewater to be 5-0 with the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to trust my man Sean Payton.
No cap.
Throw it back. That's what I'm talking about. No cap, Ryan Ermanni. Mm-hmm. Here it is. The guy that you guys wanted. You wanted Anthony Richardson in Detroit. Didn't happen. Jim Irsay got his guy, Indianapolis Colts, Anthony Richardson. The timeline is the interesting thing. Ryan Ermanni, is he the starter game 1?
I think he has to be the starter game 1. I wish he would have went to a situation kind of like Hendon Hooker did here with Detroit, because I do think he could use a little bit of a
grace period.
Yeah. But hey, look at what's that coach's name? Not Shane Steichen. Is it Steichen over there in Indianapolis? Look what he did. With Hurts, exactly. Could he take Anthony Richardson and in the next 2 years turn him into an elite quarterback in this league? Perhaps. I'm not going to say no.
I like it, but you know what? It's something that we will be watching. Parker, throw it up there again. What we got? We got 2 more, I believe, or it should be 3 more. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'll just put this like this so you don't have to throw them up there again. You get that, and then you get that. All right, we're good. Here we go. You can drop it now. Parker, I appreciate you.
More Braylon, less graphic.
We're going to do – no. More us, more you guys. You guys are the one answering the questions. We'll do – because one guy involves two, so we'll do that. Green Bay's got a new look, man. There's no more Aaron Rodgers. This would be the 26th year and the 25th year before that. It's 2 quarterbacks. Jordan Love's the new guy. Tom Mazawey. Green Bay is your secret love and affection. We know that. Talk about Jordan Love and what they're going to feature this year.
Hey, they drafted this kid. They believed in him. They took him before Jalen Hurts.
Do you believe in him?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him. Okay. So I got to believe in what those guys are going to be doing over there. And he's got a nice young staff to work with. He's got a great coaching staff. I like what they do with the ball. I mean, they haven't won a Super Bowl in so long. They haven't gone to a Super Bowl in so long. They have 13 wins every year. Last year, they finally dropped to 8 wins. And the Lions ended the reign of Rodgers. Now it's time for this kid and Jordan Love.
The time is now.
The time is now. I believe that he's going to be fine. He's got a great running game, decent wide receivers. and a great defense.
Wins, losses, Maz, for the Green Bay Packers out of you.
Probably 9.
9-8.
Yeah.
Ryan Ermanni, what do you think about Jordan Love in Green Bay?
I think he's going to be terrible, and I think they max. I mean, this is my in a great year.
5.
8.
Oh, okay.
In a great year.
So
8.
that means 6. That means you're thinking more.
I think Minnesota and Green Bay are going to tie with 8 and 9 records, and I think Chicago is going to win 5 or 6.
No faith in the NFC North. I love it. Now let's talk about another storyline. You just talked about it. Aaron freaking Rodgers is now the starting quarterback. Starting quarterback for the New York Jets. Tom Mazawey, you're a Jets guy. I'm a Jets guy.
Mets, Jets.
Open up this conversation to you. Mets, Jets, the stepsons of New York. You know how they are. What is Aaron Rodgers going to do this year? Last year, defense number 3 in the NFL. Quarterback situation, horrendous. What did they do this year?
Sky's the limit for these guys. I love what Robert Saleh did. He canceled minicamp. Did you know that, Ryan?
No.
He canceled minicamp. He's like, you know what? We're playing in a Hall of Fame game. We're going to be playing a week before anyone else gets going, so we're going to get some extra practices in. He's going to nurse this team to the finish line. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's an assistant coach on the field as well. Of course, he's mentoring Zach Wilson. I believe the Jets will go as far as Aaron Rodgers could take them. Breece Hall will be a huge help if he can come back healthy and be the guy. Garrett Wilson's going to have a great second year. And all the extra additions that they have on this team. Their offensive line is getting better. Their defensive line is amazing. And they have they got the kid in the backfield from Detroit.
Breece Hall?
No.
Oh, you mean Sauce Gardner.
They got Sauce Gardner for crying out loud. The sky's the limit for the Jets. Tough division, but Aaron Rodgers, wow, what an upgrade.
Yeah.
What an upgrade.
The Jets will win that division. Buffalo Bills, they had their chance. I really believe.
Tough division. I think they're going to win it too, though.
Yeah, and to be honest, I really think it's going to be the Jets, the Dolphins, and then Buffalo. But we'll get more into that.
You could have 3 playoff teams in that division.
4. Because you can have a sleeper in Bill Belichick.
Nah, I think he's
you can have a sleeper in Bill Belichick.
I think he's done. I think his days are over.
All right, last question. The most talked about thing for the last 3 years. Even over, okay, maybe not over Aaron Rodgers, was Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson got his weapons. He got his money. He got his bag. That's the new things, the new look Ravens. Ryan Ermanni, what do you think the new look Ravens are going to do with Zay Flowers, OBJ, healthy wide receivers, and a much new, invigorated Lamar Jackson?
This is as tough an AFC as we have ever seen one particular conference. When you're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, and yes, the Cleveland Browns.
And the Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers haven't had a losing season in like 50 friggin' years. I think they're going to be good. I still think it's Cincinnati's division.
Maz, yourself?
I got the Bengals, but I like Cleveland, and I like the Ravens right there. The Ravens are always there, but John Harbaugh, he's coaching. He's coaching for his career here, I think.
That's true.
He's got to get him
Ravens
going.
Division.
He's got to get him going. The running game is weak. The wide receivers are so-so.
J.K. Dobbins.
I know. He hasn't really done anything
except
be injured. Yeah, except be injured twice. So who the hell knows what the hell the Ravens are going to do. But Lamar Jackson is healthy and raring to go.
Lamar Jackson slugging people.
I will tell you, man.
Remember Steven Jackson slugging people.
Maz and Ryan, this division has always been on fire. Because when I got drafted, I looked it up. I said, "Oh, okay, what division am I going to be in? Who do I have to play against?"
Ray Lewis.
Looked at the Baltimore Ravens, and I saw Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs. I said, "What the you know what?" Then I looked at the Steelers. That wasn't much better. James Harrison, Troy Polamalu, Casey Hampton, the list goes on. This has always been a dominant conference. Also, Carson Palmer was a quarterback for the Bengals when I was there.
Back to wrap it up. But first, a message from Big Boy.
That's right. Strawberry Fest is underway at Big Boy. Try the classic breakfast items like the strawberry hot cakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with their refreshing Summer Splash salad. And don't leave without dessert, including their berry delicious classic strawberry pie, deep-fried vanilla Oreos, or a strawberry hot fudge cake. And of course, you can get a Big Boy as well at your local Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Last segment of the day, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. And if you notice, I did put a gold medal on. It was sitting right here. And JB, you know who I thought of? Thought of Kurt Angle, man. I had to throw the Atlanta gold on for Kurt Angle, man. Hey, look, you suck. You suck. You suck. Let's do it, man. Tom Mazawey, you talked about it before we went to commercial. You know, we're still doing around the NFL. Some things are going on, man. It's heating up a little bit. Somebody may not be with the team in this division anymore.
NFC North. We're talking about
Crazy,
the Purple
man.
Gang. I don't understand this at all. The Vikings they told Dalvin Cook, we're releasing you. Now, I know they've been trying to find a trading partner for this, but I guess no one bit. How about this guy?
I mean, it's not like he's 33 years old.
No.
The dude is 27 years old and probably a top 8 guy in the league.
As running back wise, he's top 5. Like,
yeah, I get it. I'm just trying to be generous.
Oh, yeah. When he's on, like, he's top 5 because he catches out of the backfield. I mean, you saw the game against the Colts, the play that he made, that miraculous play to score that touchdown, get it to overtime. They win in overtime. Dalvin Cook's a guy that can ball. Dalvin Cook can play. Michigan knows that firsthand in that Orange Bowl. But once again, it's about the numbers. It's about the injuries. It's about handing the ball off. This is that position. Dalvin Cook has taken a lot of handoffs already. Dalvin Cook has been injured 3 out of his 7 seasons. So it's one of those things where it's like, we can't pay you. We'll cut it off.
Alexander Madison will be their starting running back.
I have the perfect spot for Dalvin Cook. You ready?
Can I guess?
Tampa?
Yes.
The Jets.
They got
That's a
Brees
good
Hall.
one, too.
I don't trust that he's going to come back.
It's an ACL injury.
He's a running back.
What does that have to do with anything? It's an ACL. Like, it's not like he tore his.
I'm just worried. That's all.
You ready?
Every injury bothers you guys, man. Like, what's the purpose of sports?
Don't bother me.
Exactly. It's injuries. They
How
happen.
about this one? Why don't you go play with your brother?
In Buffalo.
Go cook. Go cook. Go cook.
You got to get rid of the other one then.
James Cook?
You got to get rid of James.
I didn't know they were brothers.
I don't know if they are or not.
No, they're brothers.
Oh, are they?
No, this is younger brother. James Cook is his younger brother.
That's right.
Well, James Cook, they ain't done anything. So.
No, he has not.
He's a starter. I mean, second round
but he
pick.
sucks.
22.
That's on Buffalo. Buffalo had no guards last year, and they kept running through the running backs.
I got two more stories before the day's over.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup's back on tonight. Ryan,
What channel is it on?
I don't know if you know, but the
Outdoor
Stanley Cup is
Network?
still going on. Yeah, it's on the Outdoor Network. It's on
It's
OLN.
on TSN.
Yeah.
No, it's
Canada.
on it's on TNT, and the
ESPN
worst
Ocho.
announcer, Kenny Albert,
TSN.
will be doing
What do you
the
got wrong
announcing.
with Kenny Albert?
I just can't stand him. So I just put on 999. I watch. Well, I don't really like him either. But I'll put on CBC and watch. I think it's Scott Oak. I think that's his name.
Where's
But the Panthers got to win tonight. They got to win. The NHL screwed them. We know that. Vegas is good. They are good.
The NHL screwed the Florida Panthers by doing what?
By putting it 2 weeks in between games.
Okay, I got you.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
What about Bob Cole
it's-
and Harry Neal?
It's must. I love those guys.
Oh, God.
It's must win for the Panthers tonight, and they're down 2-0. They have never won a Stanley Cup Finals game. They got swept in '96 by the Avalanche. John Van Beesbrook could have won the Vezina that year. Could have won the Conn Smythe in a loss, but he couldn't. He stood on his head. They lost all 4, and they lost 2 this year to Vegas.
I'll do you one better, man. I say it's a must-win. It's a must-win. All of a sudden, I turned Swedish. It's a must-win for both teams. And the reason why I say this, you're talking about a franchise that's never won a Stanley Cup Finals game. If they win one, who knows what that could do for their momentum, their passion, their power. If they win one, Vegas could be in trouble because Vegas has never won. So I think this is a must-win for both teams.
And we forgot about this. Chris Paul. Chris Paul.
No.
He's leaving Phoenix. Phoenix is telling him, we're trading you or we're releasing you. CP3.
Yeah.
Player
How
coach.
much left does he got? Does Cliff Paul still got Chris Paul in him?
Yeah, 100%. Because we're not a team that has been to the playoffs and we're trying to get to the conference finals and championship. We're teams trying to get to we're teams trying to win 30 freaking games.
30.
So
trying to win 25.
So you're talking about bringing him in. If that's a role that he wanted, a couple extra dollars, bring him. Maybe he can be.
Supposedly he wants to go to a contender.
Dallas.
For what? Like you had your chances. Like you don't deserve to go to any more.
How about
contenders.
the Lakers?
How about Miami?
I don't want to see him play with LeBron.
I don't want to see him with LeBron either. I'm afraid.
I don't want to see him. I tell you one better. I'll do you like Macaulay.
I think LeBron and Kyrie are going there.
I don't want to see him anymore in the NBA, to be honest. I'm doing him a favor by wanting him to come here. Like him, he could be a player coach like Juwan Howard was in the Heat. Like I see over there with the Wanderers. But like in NBA, he's nothing he can do for me. Because all he's gonna do is get you excited. Then you get this Chris Paul chant like, "Yo, Chris Paul can get his ring this year," and then he gets to the playoff and plays the worst basketball ever. I'm done with him unless it's for the Detroit Pistons.
Hey, we got a special guest on tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
You guys might want to tune in tomorrow.
Was he on one of those Madden covers?
He was.
He was.
Oh, who's this, Tom?
He's a Hall of Famer.
There it is.
And he played locally here.
He was on a Madden cover.
Uh-oh.
You want to wait and let him get it tomorrow?
He's a robot.
Ooh.
Megatron.
Boom.
Tomorrow.
What time's he on tomorrow, baby?
2 o'clock, baby, with us.
You know what time
Ermanni,
it is.
Edwards, and Mads.
Love it.
Calvin Johnson. On the big show
baby.
tomorrow.
Big show.
Be ready, chat.
I'm going to work tomorrow.
Big show. What do you say?
I'm going to have to come to work tomorrow.
Please do.
I might have to come to work tomorrow.
Please do.
All right, gang. We're going to get out of here. Bray, take us out.
Great show. Always good to be with you guys. Parker, great job. I see you coming, JB. Always a pleasure to have you. I see you with the Eagles. You should have stood up when I was talking about the Eagles, man. You were very quiet.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
When I was talking about the Eagles, man.
There's
Anyway.
only one way for the Eagles to go in the regular season.
Who's winning tonight?
What game?
Excuse me, there's only one. There's the Knights and there's the
Florida's gonna win tonight.
Panthers Knights.
Knights.
Come on, Panthers.
Panthers all the way.
Listen to me. What game?
Now we're out here. We'll see you guys. We appreciate you in chat and appreciate your support. WoodwardSports.com. Love you guys. What game?